Let's start about the session now. So I'm going to explain about iOS Swift UI and widgets. So this is the latest UI design, and I don't know how many of you know about the iOS development. So because I'm an iOS developer, so I need to intro about that. I will intro about a small introduction about the iOS Swift UI and Swift. So what is the difference in the Swift and Swift UI? We will see about this. Let's have some steps about that. So first of all, we are going to see about Swift. So why we are using Swift and what is a UI storyboard and introduction to Swift UI, build an app using Swift UI, and then the difference between Swift UI and Swift. So why we are using Swift? So Swift is a powerful language actually. So how it is working is actually for Swift is a open source language only for developing Apple source like iOS, macOS, and then the Apple TV, and then the Apple Watch. These are all supported with the Swift. So the Swift is written upon the Objective-C, existing Objective-C, Swift has been written, and the Swift UI has been written upon the Swift. So Swift is much faster, and Swift UI is very faster, and Swift is a lightweight process. So here Swift is an efficient language that has a feedback that's separately incorporated into an existing Objective-C code. So it will save the time and it will be very fast. So we have some experience in the Swift. So I will explain about you those things. So Swift have UI storyboard. Actually UI storyboard comprises of view controller. This is the view controller, and this view controller is completely known as the storyboard, UI storyboard. In this UI storyboard, usually everything can be written in an XML, and the XML will be written, and then the XML will be changed into a graphical user interface. This graphical user interface can be done like this can be just we can drag drop all those things like label, button, or else if you need a text view or whatever it may be. So we can drag drop those things inside this view controller. We can set multiple things like list views and recycler views, whatever it may be. So those are the things we can be used here. So and then usually it is very easy to develop. Whoever need to develop an iOS app, easily it can be developed. Just drag and drop those things with the view. Inside the view we can develop all those things, and then it can be compact with any devices. Any devices means in the iOS we have multiple devices like iPhone 11, iPhone 12, whatever it may be. So we can using the auto layout constraint, we can set those things and then develop it, and then we can develop, and then it can be sent to the app stores. So then next we are going to see about Swift UI. The main concept, what is Swift UI? So Swift UI helps you to build a great looking apps across all Apple platforms, and power of Swift. You can bring even better experiences to everyone on any Apple devices using just one set of tools and APIs. That tool is called as Xcode. Using the Xcode, you can develop the app using the Swift UI codes. So Swift UI is the fastest one in creating in-app functionalities. It requires very less code. You can help achieve almost same results much lesser than when components compared to UIKit. So UIKit is nothing but, as I already said about UI storyboard, that's called as UIKit. So and then Swift UI is very light process, and we will say about how the Swift UI code snippet will work. So this is the Swift UI. This is just a small snippet. How the text can be changed. Actually, in the Swift, we need to do multiple things. We need to code it separately. We need to UI it separately. But in the Swift UI, it's very simple. Just if you add a text, add a string as a turtle rock, and then if you need to set any of the like if you need to set a subtitle or title, whatever it may be, or you can set a font size. So like this, just add a text and then set a font color, like a font type, and then the foreground color. It may be a green color or red color or blue color, whatever the color may be. Just only one piece of line code will be display those things. So this is the power of Swift UI actually. So it can be rendered immediately. It can be seen immediately in the site, in the preview page. That's why we have used the previews. This is the content view. In the content view will be set in the previews. This preview will be seen immediately. It can be rendered immediately. That's the very important in the Swift UI, and then it is very easy to implement. So next we are going to see about how the image will be changed. So this is very easy, same like the text, we need to use this image, just a image, then the image name. That's it, the image will be displayed there. This is what the power of Swift UI. And then let's see how we can do this UI. So this UI is very simple one. Just I am displaying the leaderboard here. This leaderboard is a common one. Just 3 users are displaying here. This users can be displayed in the display. Sorry, this user can be, this 3 users can be displayed in the code. How we can implement in the code? Let's see. So this is the code. Actually, just we are enabling the grid row, that this is one grid, this is one grid, this is one grid. These 3 grids has been implemented in the code. Just if this is a static one, so I have developed it as static one. If it is a dynamic one, we will get just one grid row is enough. Everything will be come under only one grid row. So that will be displayed like a list. So in this grid row, we are enabling the image. So this is the image, and then this is the text. This text is a text one, and this is the progress view. This progress view is showing this progress view, and then the how many percentage they earned. So this is the percentage they earned. So this is what explained in the grid view. This is the layout of model UI code. So this can be developed very easily. Within few seconds it can be implemented. So just a concept of Swift UI. This is very important one. And then let's build an app. How can we develop an app using Swift UI? So for that we need actually for Swift UI we need a Xcode, and then the Xcode we need Xcode. The Xcode version should be higher than Xcode 11, and then we need a minimum requirement of iOS 13. So for running the Swift UI, we need a iOS 13 minimum requirement. So for that, first of all, we are choosing the Xcode. After opening the Xcode, it will ask for new project. So then we have multiple platforms like macOS or watchOS or tvOS or DriverKit, whatever it may be. And then in the iOS, we need to select the app. After selecting app, we will get the option like interface. This interface will choose we need to using Swift UI or we need to using storyboard. In here, I have selected the Swift UI. In the Swift UI, we are going to implement the app. So just I have implemented the small app called Hello World. So just a simple one. I have added the text. In the text, just I have added the Hello World. That's it. It will be come here. So this is a small app. This has been developed here. Let's see next. So I have developed the list. Actually, I need to display the list. This is called we have called as a table view. So this table view has been shown in the list. In the list, this list we have an image, and then we have the label. So that has been set as a cell, and then just I'm using the list. This is a dynamic list. So I have created like this. The model will become, and the model will be displayed here. So this is the list. So this is the power of Swift UI. It is easily implemented. So let's see what is the difference between Swift UI and Swift. So Swift is nothing but it's an interactive code syntax, and it's developed for developing using for iOS and OS X project. And in the current app, because Swift code works side by side with Objective-C, as I already told that upon the Objective-C they have wrote the Swift. Upon the Swift they have wrote the Swift UI. So Swift UI provides you views, controls, layouts, structures, and declaring and your app user interface. The framework provides even handlers for delivering taps, gestures, and other types of input to your app. So let's see some pros and cons of Swift UI. Swift UI differs Apple's prior UI framework, not just how views and UI components are built. This means instead of delegates and data sources, in the Swift we have multiple things like we need to set a delegates and data source, they have some protocols. But here no protocols are followed here, just we need to enable the list. If you want a list, you can just mention as a list. If you want a text, just mention as a text. In the Swift, we need to use something like connection outlet, and those things has been enabled there. And then let's see about some cons of Swift UI. For it requires, as I already told, it requires iOS 13 and Xcode 11. This is the minimum version to develop the Swift UI. And then Swift UI technical community is still not able to solve the complex situations, and debugging user interface with Swift UI debugging using the debugging the user interface with Swift UI is very tough. But in this Swift, we can easily render it and we can check it as 2D or 3D, whatever the views can be checked immediately using the debugging thing, or breaking point. We can immediately check using the Swift, but in the Swift UI that cannot be done easily. So this is the main cons of Swift UI. And then let's see about topic of widgets. How can we done the widgets? So this is the widgets. Widget is nothing but it can be shown your favorite notes or favorite reminders or whatever it may be, or it can be a weather, or the favorite photos can be seen wherever you like. It is like home screen or lock screen, or else a notification center. Just at a glance you can check it wherever you require. So for how we can integrate this widget extension, this widget. So this widget can be integrated into the app like widget extension. We will get a widget extension. So this widget extension can be added into the app, and that app can be if you added this widget, then automatically you will get inside the app you will get some small square box. Inside the square box you can develop those things. So this is the this is the widget I have developed. This is the dynamic widget. For example, I have take the timer. So this timer, we need an intent. That intent should be a string. So that because this has been taken as a string. So this this is a custom intent. I have taken as a character, and then I have set a type as a string. So if you need something like numbers or whatever, some others, so you can add so for example, I have used a string. So this string has been set inside the code, and it has been changed. So this is the main concept of widgets. So this is the explanation about the widgets. Widget is nothing but it's a small one. Just we can set it in the home screen or something like a notification center. Wherever you require, we can set the widgets. So my final word is Swift UI is very fast and very easy to implement. So this is the main thing in the Swift UI. So yeah, so if you have any reference, you can check those things. So you can see the tutorial, all these things here. You can check it those things here. So you can learn. If you have any doubt also, you can ask me. So yeah, so if you have any doubts or if you have any questions, you can raise the hand and you can ask me.
Yes. If I have an app that's already developed in storyboard,
okay,
is it possible to convert it?
No, we cannot convert to Swift UI.
What's the adoption rate?
So as of now, there is no adoption because just now they have developed the Swift UI. So maybe in 1 or 2 years they will get it. Even with the Objective-C also we have developed. We need to use Objective-C to Swift. We have some tools for that. So with that we can change that. Until now they have only for Objective-C to Swift, not with the Swift to Swift UI.
Yeah. So if there is, so you said like you have a widget extension. Right?
Okay.
So do you need to have a separate code for this widget, or like?
No, if within your app itself you can add the widget extension. In that widget extension you can set those things in the code itself. We will get some separate code for the widget extension. In that extension you can add those things.
Can you please explain about the minimum SDK requirement of
So yeah, Swift UI we need iOS 13 and then Xcode 11. That is the minimum required. Xcode 11 or higher.
How do you customize your transition in Swift UI?
So we have transitions like dot transition. In that dot transition we have something like slide, move, and then leading, trailing, and then top and bottom is there. So using that we can transition those things. Okay, thank you. Let's wind off the session. Thank you for joining everyone. Thank you.